Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I do hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video, which is all about Navigraph. Is it worth paying for a monthly, which is what I've done for transparency. I've gone with the ultimate monthly option here, or yearly. Is it worth paying for a subscription for it? And I'm going to talk in depth about what Navigraph is. So let me just switch you to that. It's a one-stop place for all different types of charts, stars, SID, taxi charts, airport charts, that type of thing, as you can see here. And it even gives you nifty tools to integrate these charts on the moving world map as well. I'm going to talk in depth about what you get with it. And it also comes with Navigraph data as well. I'm going to talk about that in this video. And ultimately, is it worth you paying for a subscription for Navigraph? Okay, so let's not dilly-dally. Let's get on with this video. Okay, so let's first talk about the subscription structure that Navigraph has set up here. You've got different options which may seem quite confusing at first glance in exactly what you do get. But I've done a little digging, and if I'm wrong here, people can correct me in the comments. But you've got this sort of very basic one, yearly price there, €25. That'll be about £22 for reference, a little bit more in dollars. For the yearly one, you get the nav data. So basically, it will give you the most recent nav data, which updates frequently. Once you have a Navigraph subscription, it will update it frequently or often for you. And it will actually give you that nav data in this case, in Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. So it will update the Microsoft Flight Simulator nav data as well to make it more in line with real-world flight simulator data. Or real-world flight data, rather, nav data. I'm going to link this website down below so you can peruse this at your own pace, but it will tell you exactly what it gives you there and exactly what it does. So basically it's sourced from Jeppesen, professional nav data provider for major airlines worldwide. So basically it's a real-world data, and it will give you up-to-date flight data in Microsoft Flight Simulator as well, if you went with that yearly subscription there, the lower cost one. And I believe that's pretty much all it gives you there. If you go with the ultimate, either monthly or yearly, I've opted with the monthly one, like I've said. It also gives you software as well. Now, it gives you things like navigation chart software, which I'll show you in a minute, which you can actually use to plot flight routes, plan flight routes, and plan SIDs and stars and goodness knows what. Best thing I can do here is actually switch you to the Navigraph charts. And this is what it gives you. So you could type in here an airport. Now I've got a few going here. I mean, let's do Heathrow, why not? So, oh, Gatwick. That's Gatwick, not Heathrow, but there you go. Gatwick Airport. And you click on this tab next to it. And then it will give you all the charts in the database it has for it. Like I said, it's like a one-stop place for many of these charts. Now, you can source these yourself from the internet, but that takes time, and quite often you can't find the chart you're looking for. So if you want a star approaching into an airport, you can click on it, read the information, and you can either also integrate it on the world map on your flight plan as well. So it will integrate the actual star, in this case, over the world map. So if I was going to land at Gatwick, it will actually put it there for you to give you a better idea of how you're going to lead into that star, or goodness knows what. You can get to taxis, airport information there, and it will give you all the different taxiways. Now, obviously, there's different software. I did review a little nav map recently, and that gives you a similar idea if you zoom over the airport. But this gives you a little bit more information, of course. And all the various charts and writings that you would care to read. They're there for you, as you can see. And obviously things like SIDS as well. Let's just click out of that. Another thing you can do here is go to some like flights, and you can actually load in, so new flight. You can load it in from file. If you've got a flight saved in the Microsoft Flight Simulator world map, for example, you can actually go here from file, browse your computer rather, where you have that flight plan saved, and load it up. And you can even load it, which is quite nifty, from SimBrief. I'll link my SimBrief video that I did in the top right. And here's one I've got set up in SimBrief, so if I click on that, it will load it on the world map for you and give you a good visual representation. Then you can click on things like, so Dublin Airport in this case. Open the Charts tab. There we go. And then you can do things like, well, SIDS in this case, standard departures. Overlay it over the map so you can actually see what that SID's doing. Takes a bit of getting used to, and you will have to know some chart reading skills to make sense of these charts. But once you get used to it, there you go. That's a good one to depart from Dublin, for example, heading towards London City. Once you get used to them, or watch a couple of videos on them, it soon becomes second nature. And of course, you have all the other charts you can reference there. Another nifty thing that Navigraph does as well. Let's go to my flight simulator and then pause the flight. I'm in the 146 Professional by Just Flight. There we go. And with the 146, let me just take you back to the default view there. So there you go. I'm in the 146. You get this handy dandy little tablet to the side of you, and I believe this is in the Fenix, the recent Fenix A320 as well. You get a similar kind of tablet, and then you can link your Navigraph account and have all the charts in your aircraft. So if you want to read the charts in your aircraft, so if I want to go to SIDS from London City and load up a SID chart, I can do it from there as well inside certain aircraft. So that's quite a nifty feature as well. So let's just go back. Let me just pause that so we don't get the noise over the video. And go back to the charts there. And in flight you get the moving map. Now little nav map does the moving map as well. So if I take off from Dublin Airport here, you'll see your aircraft, which is quite handy to reference to see where you are on the world map, but there are other sources that do that as well. So ultimately, is it worth it? Let's move on to that section now. So is it worth paying for a monthly subscription to Navigraph? Well, look, I'm on the fence about it. I'm enjoying the Navigraph charts. I'm enjoying exploring that. And it's handy, really. I'm only scratching the surface of this, by the way. This is not a tutorial on how to use this. That may or may not come in the future, whether or not I continue to subscribe to Navigraph. But it's handy to have all these charts in one place. Now, there are free alternatives which I'll aim to explore in the future. Things like ChartFox. I don't actually have an account for that at the moment, but a lot of people swear by that. So there are alternatives to Navigraph, which I'm yet to explore. But like I said, especially with Navigraph charts, with that ultimate monthly subscription, you get all these charts in one place. It's just very, very useful. Click on an airport around the world, plan a flight, and then you can start overlaying these charts and SIDS and goodness knows what on the world map. It's just quite a handy tool. A lot of people that have been using it over the years swear by it, and I've been using it way back since Flight Simulator X days, and even possibly previous to that. Like I said, I'm on the fence about it. I do enjoy flying airliners, and I've been doing that over the past month or two. So the 146 and Concorde. So I'm going to explore Navigraph a little bit more and do a couple of flights likely in the 146. It's also handy that it integrates, let's just get back to Flight Simulator, into certain aircraft like the Fenix A320 or the 146 Professional like this. So when you have a tablet and you can integrate the Navigraph charts into that. That's quite a handy feature. One I can possibly live without, to be honest. It's nice to have. The main feature for me is the Navigraph's charts app that you get here, and also the nav data. Now that's an important, don't overlook that. You're getting there basically, even with this basic option, accurate nav data inputted into Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it's updating the Microsoft Flight Simulator nav data as well. If that's your bag, then this subscription may be worth it. The problem is, this price will add up over the months, and that's what's putting me off a little bit. If it was just like a one-off payment where you would have Navigraph for life, I'll be more tempted to buy it, just buy it outright. After a couple of years, that monthly price is going to add up. Even if you went for the yearly edition, next year you'll have to buy it again. I don't know, what's that going to be, £65 maybe? Maybe $80. It's gonna add up over the years if you're gonna keep using it. For myself, I'm gonna try it. I've actually subscribed for the month, then I've cancelled my subscription. If I keep using it, then I'll resubscribe. Or simply when I start to fly, I go in phases where I like to fly airliners or the Cessna 172 or light aircraft. If I'm in the mood to fly airliners, that's when I may subscribe to it. Obviously, it's going to be more useful for people who have PC Microsoft Flight Simulator rather than the Xbox version. Although you can still use it if you have the Xbox users, you just can't integrate the sort of moving maps and goodness knows what. But you can plan your flight routes and SIDS and stars and goodness knows what. Like I said, I'm on the fence about it, and I will aim to explore the freeware options or alternatives to Navigraph in the future. But do let me know your thoughts down below. It's bound to be quite a controversial video, this. Do you have Navigraph subscription? Do you swear by it? Or have you tried it and now you're trying a freeware option, an alternative to it, and you swear by that? Let me know down below in the comments. Let's get that comment section alive and kicking. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for many more Flight Simulator videos like this on their way. And I'll see you soon.